Renegades. Rest of this T side setting up outside of B right now. Only 2 players here. The difference being is Renegades have switched things up from playing this banana to now going extremely passive. And while this does give them less information, it gives them a lot more utility. So 2 Molotovs and a smoke left up on this CT side, meaning that once ViCi go for this execute, they're going to have to run through the fire and flames.
All it takes is for JKS and Jacob to double up these mollies, and suddenly you're in a world of hurt. That smoke missing is really going to hurt ViCi as well. And thankfully, they do still have 2 on Freeman and Orman, and they're going to back away. Here, he spots out the first man. Freeman just waiting for this contact, playing the bait and switch, and they double peek into him. ViCi managing to find their first round on the board.
And that's so unfortunate for Gratisfaction as well. He could have actually isolated the bomb planter, but his wide peek to try and catch off a potential AWPer at Newbox actually faced him all the way to the player by the fountain. That was Kaze finding the kill, and yeah, ViCi are able to convert the post plant, so nice round from them, finally actually getting something done on this T side. It's been a long time coming. But Renegades still have money for the buy. Now, only 1 more buy here. So there's a chance ViCi could even double down and find 2 in a row and then break the money of these Aussies. And kick them while they're down, and we could be seeing this game start to get a little bit closer. That's what we want. That being said, definitely a good confidence booster for Renegades to find a far more dominant start to this map after losing out on their map pick. That was the biggest surprise, and AWP's back up into this one for both sides. ViCi not wanting to get reset here, considering how close down to the wire that previous round came.
Not quite for Gratisfaction. Renegade's going to go back to this banana control setup, trying to take control of this portion of the map early. This time they leave JKS over here, rotate Jacob away, and this does free up the extra man to hold the A-bomb set along with the rest of the gang. Shot fired from Gratisfaction as tries to land some chip damage on the wall bang. Now it obviously doesn't work out, and this will be top mid control secured for ViCi. Let's hope this doesn't lull them into a false sense of security though. 4 players in this A-bomb site for Renegade. Certainly not where you want to find yourself if you are ViCi. They've had trouble taking A when there's only been 2 guys here.
Ooh. Nice shot. That's going to open up the B-Rap as well. The long player dead here for Gratisfaction with 30 seconds left up. There's only 1 man here to stop it. The other 2 teammates far too committed to that A side, trying re-aggression on short, and I think they've started to work this out. The footsteps are going to be heard, and JKS drops the bomb. 20 seconds, but time doesn't matter. All these headshots do. JKS finding both players as Orman's come on this long wrap. Now he's doubled back instead of flanking Ruins where JKS would expect. Orman's gone back to grab the bomb, but the flank is already in play, and Az is going to be able to find him from the back lines. Renegades finding the reset, 7-1 here on the CT side. Their dominance not letting up on Inferno, and the money has been broken for ViCi once again. They having a nice try in that 3-on-3 to actually wrap B. A good call the Renegades were not on top of initially, but JKS absolutely saving this B bomb site from destruction.
just like that, that's the reset onto ViCi. So a chance for Renegades to continue to build up such a massive lead. Gratisfaction feeling very comfortable in taking these peaks. Knows that it's only going to be pistols for ViCi in this round. What a recovery it's been from Renegades. You know, you think back to Mirage, they get 11 forward in the half. They try to come back and it does get denied here on Inferno. The map pick of ViCi Gaming, by the way. They're looking to send a bit of a message. They're out for revenge, as they will be securing this 8th round and keeping it very clean at that. We saw some of these anti-eco rounds from Renegades back on Mirage get down to the wire, get a bit uncomfortable. But there's no luck for ViCi Gaming in this round. That will be this 8-1 lead secured. They're looking to try and take us through to a 3rd map. Obviously, if we do manage to get there, which at this point in time, I think it's fair to say, looks possible. That will be trade.
Yeah, this is a polar opposite ViCi to what we saw in that previous game, right? We're seeing far more individual efforts than the previous. Top B control is taken, but at a cost of almost made that, yeah, definitely 2 players. Jacob throws a nade over the roof of the building and going to be able to find Advent with it, trying to escape the wrath of JKS with that AK. ViCi again stuck in another one of these awkward situations. 5-on-2 now as Jacob catches his 2nd kill of the round. And one by one, ViCi walk into the chopping block. Renegades sharpen their axe here as a minute 10 left on the clock for ViCi to try and get something done. They do force Jacob back, and that smoke might be able to cover off the CT spawn, giving more room to ViCi to isolate the player on the site, but Jacob going to continue to spray through. First player spotted. JKS has no need for a rotation, but there's a kill from Orman. A chance presented, but in a 1-on-5, Jacob's just going to strafe out and find his 3rd. This is an absolute domination from Renegades. Polar opposite of that previous map.
That doesn't even begin to describe it. I mean, Renegades looking like a different team at this point in time. And I mean, really have to say that a lot of this coming on the back of a huge recovery individually from Liaz, having such a good time of things over in the A-bomb side. For me, Azza and Gratisfaction really finding their footing here as well. JKS and Jacob obviously did have pretty good performances back on Mirage. They're keeping those going here. And Liaz padding those stats even more. Renegades building this confidence up, and this is where they're going to be most deadly. They just push into this anti-eco round. They take those fights with the rifles. They win it out convincingly, and this is what we needed to see. We needed to see a confident Renegades in the server. We're finally getting to see that, much to the dismay of ViCi. Their T-side really is where they face a lot of the problems on this map. You think back to their opening day loss versus Gosu. Obviously, they got 12-3'd in the half while they were playing over on the T side. They were able to pull it back to a reasonably respectable 16-12, but they still lost. Oh. Ooh. Okay, the A players that we've given so much credit, they both go down. Az is able to trade back, and he's looking for a bit more. Anytime that Renegades lose something somewhere, you can count on someone to step up, trade things back, and Az has certainly gone above and beyond now at this A-bomb site. He's made this round possible, and now it falls to Jacob and JKS trying to play off one another into the 1-on-1 as JKS falters, but Advent's been brought down low. Jacob's there to deal the killing blow, and Renegades 11-1.
What a frantic round in those apartments. I mean, a wallbang kill to start, even Orman coming up the stairs as well, but it's Azza saving the day here for Renegades. Both kills, catches the mid push as well. That was very questionable considering ViCi had so much utility in that 3-on-3. They could have easily flashed a player through the smoke. They could have gone together. At least it changed after that first player went down. They double peaked Azza, but that was definitely a winnable round. When you get into that situation where you have that 3-on-3, you don't have to necessarily instantly trade every kill. You can try and wait for Renegades to settle back into a 2-1 setup. Far better odds of winning that round. This time, quick mid player. Oh, that nade is going to hit a player. The smoke, making it very clear to Gratisfaction that these players are up the top of middle, and luckily enough, they'll fall back as well as him. That bomb in the apartments for the time being on the back of Orman, setting up this app smoke. The bait setup on long is going to be the main problem here. If ViCi do choose to challenge it, they will. Azza, he's going to be here on the corner. They don't check it, and that's a 1-for-1. A lot of info gained off the back of it. Now, this bomb hasn't come out of the apartments just yet, but they have started to wrap CT. In the meantime, JKS has pushed down Banana, and he might be able to find Kaze.
Advent's the real unknown quantity. They didn't spot him sneak into CT. Maybe he can find something, and oh, JKS gets caught going down Banana. Now Advent comes in on this pincer. It's only good for one, but he spots that both players are located over here towards A. That bomb tries to head back to the B bomb site. But things could get dire here for ViCi. This round was looking recoverable. Imagine that they could have got back into it after Advent gets the information, spots those players. Norman able to deal with Gratisfaction over in the top of mid. They go wandering into this B-bomb site. There's no smoke for the cross. So as Liaz hears that flash, he's going to be given free reign and the chance to find them, but they've already made it into the bomb site. And now once more, Liaz has to step up, has to stand and deliver for Renegades. He's been looking so good thus far. There's another. Liaz into the one-on-one. Orman repositioning into the ruins. The bomb planted for Banana. Liaz hasn't checked this portion of the map, so in the back of his head, might have to consider it, but no. Orman peeks out. Liaz in the 1v2. He stands, he delivers, and once more, give that man a pat on the back. Renegades, he's done it for you. 3 kills for him in that round. ViCi gets schooled in the retake.
Yeah, what a sick clutch from Liaz there. Timing almost catches the better of him as well, as he's just started to rotate off of B as ViCi pushed into that site, but the flash gave it away. Without that, that's almost definitely a ViCi round. They have way more time to get into post plants. And, you know, definitely over-facing there in that 2-on-1, taking fights they didn't really need to. Not necessarily the second player, but the first man behind the fountain. He could have just hidden.
Yeah, and I made the comment that maybe Liaz could have had to consider he's down Banana, but obviously he spotted them cross, and he was aware that the man over on the new box wasn't the one whom planted the bomb, so he actually had that narrowed down. He knew exactly where Orman was coming from. Still a huge clutch nonetheless. So much momentum. What a recovery from Renegades. The confidence, you can just see it's built up now. Even the confidence to go for that, right? You think back to Mirage, they looked scared even if it was a 3-on-3 in a retake, let alone being a man down. Yeah, the scoreline shows exactly that. ViCi. Old habits die hard as they try and retake this A bomb site. They're going to go and get control of top mid. Renegades have been fine giving this up. ViCi have had this portion of the map almost every single round. They just haven't been able to do anything with it. This time, bit of a different play as that smoke falls close to the pit. That forces Liaz into these close fights. Azza, quick double, and uh-oh, it's all fallen apart once again. Freeman caught out in the open, and wherever they go, they run into Renegades, they run into that stack over in the A-bomb site this time around, and they get annihilated.
Yeah, Azza's just been so good alongside Liaz this game. 3 kills for him there. Liaz dropping the bomb initially as well, and even Gratisfaction finding a kill with the AWP. No deaths for Renegades in that 14th round, and no losses either. Only 1 round to ViCi in this entire half. This is not what we're expecting after that stomping game on Mirage for them. But what a recovery from Renegades, and with that third map being trained as well, this definitely sets them up well. Fast play at the top of B. Advent, he's going to go straight in and actually running around the Molotov. He finds himself a second kill. Can trade out to one of these guns as well, and the smoke cuts off at Azza, but he might be able to spray through it. It's actually the flashbang in, and he might be able to cut off this bomb as well, dropping it on Orman. The trade is there from Zoking, and now down a man are Renegades, with still 1 player left to rotate. Gratisfaction smoked off in the ruins. Oh, that was so close. Far too close. Advent is going to get the hell out of there. There's nothing to do with this one as Freeman even gets tagged up. And this retake is on, but it won't be easy.
Flash over Gratisfaction. Oh, Freeman. Just caught there by the offer over on Renegades. We're into this 2-on-2, and now you certainly do believe in the Renegades roster. Just soaking remains in Gratisfaction. Absolutely everybody just ruined, and that will be a 14-1 half for the Renegades. My word, what a recovery, what a different pace, what a different team it almost looks like in comparison to Mirage. Obviously, ViCi's sitting 1-0 in the series right now. Renegades certainly look to have bought the heat, bought the pain here on Inferno. They're trying to take us through the trade. Find out if they do so after the break. One phrase might be uttered to describe that first half from Renegades, and that is, yeah, the boys. They set up 14-1, Hugo. They're feeling very good here in map number 2. You think about the decimation over in the first map, it has been one hell of a recovery as they sit just 2 rounds away from closing out this second map.
And that's why you have to stick with them, Harry, because a wise man once said, if you can't handle me at my know the boys,
you've nailed this.
You don't deserve me at my yeah the boys. We got there in the end. Fast mid play here from ViCi. Armor up on most of these players as well, and actually kills coming through. Orman and Freeman both lighting up the scoreboard. It's JKS and Azza to try and keep things alive, but ViCi, you don't typically see CTs run all the way down the ramp into the spawn, but they have no fear. It's now JKS left alone, and he's got to clutch it out.
It's a tall ask here. It's Mr. Savage. A 1v3 required, and Kaze will delete him. No chance for Renegades in that round. ViCi will find the pistol, and important to note, this is their first pistol round in the series thus far. Renegades currently being 3 for 3. That title is going to get stripped away from them. Bit of an unfortunate timing to finally drop your flawless pistol round streak, because had they won that, this map would have most assuredly been theirs.
Yeah, this would have been over. I mean, they would have had a full buy, and it would have been 15-1, so about as good as you can get for Renegades. That being said, I don't think the pistol round loss should worry them all too much. Definitely don't want to give ViCi too much room, though. As you said, 3 rounds on Mirage, T side of Inferno when they first faced Gosu on this map, and still brought it back to a fairly reasonable scoreline. Far more strong on the CT side are this team. We saw their nice setups over on that previous one as well. It was largely the reason they were able to get their win with the first 11-4 half on this CT side. So let's see what ViCi have got for us, because they can reset going into half number 2. This game is well and truly on. Now, Renegades have just gone for an eco, looking for the 3rd round bye. smoke in middle and no flashbangs to throw through it. It's actually going to be Jacob just looking for it anyway through the boiler, I think that was, and he'll get picked off.
Nope. Any damage onto Liaz and JKS. Renegades aren't really too sure that they're going to find anything in this round. This is just a Deagle investment. They got the bomb down in the round prior, so they've put something into it. But they're mainly focused on the buy in the next. They know they've got so much room here. They don't have to go for any unnecessary risks. They can mitigate all of that by making sure they've got all the money they need. You've got such a huge buffer. Now, important to note, ViCi obviously had a very troublesome time on this map on their opening day versus Gosu. Team that has since been eliminated. But it was their CT side that was the real shining bastion of hope for ViCi in that series. They were able to pull it back from what was like an 11-4 half all the way to a much more respectable, sorry, a 12-3 half, all the way to a respectable 12-16 loss. Issue is they've left themselves an even smaller window for error here. They'll need to take the next 12 consecutively if they want to deny Renegades map point.
Easy, right?
Well, let's see. I mean, if anyone could do something crazy, it would be ViCi. They've been so good at doing the unthinkable, but there's Jacob to already open things up. Kaze through that smoke, gonna get dealt with, and the rotation pulled around from Orman. He's able to take the initial fight, but promptly traded. Soaking on the wrap round, and actually he's got eyes on the bomb, but JKS able to trade, and suddenly this round has all but fallen apart for ViCi. Their hopes, their dreams of denying map point to Renegades now fall onto Freeman, and JKS, well, he'll cut him down.
Yeah, very aware of that flank up from the A site, right? They cleared up B, they knew that last player had to come from A, and with CT under control, he expected that mid-wrap. It's a good round from Renegades. 15 have been taken, and all off the back of the entry kill through the smoke. You hate to see it for ViCi, but it's all coming up. Renegades right now, 15-3. We have a forced buy from ViCi to keep this map alive. A couple of rifles, a couple of pistols, and a UMP in between. Far from a good buy here for the CTs. Renegades fully rifled up as well. They'll try and take the top of B immediately, but the smoke is down, keeping them out.
Oh, how's this gonna pan out? Zoking holding close. They would have heard the nade Tagger man. Ooh, JKS not ready for that, Zoking. That's an AK retrieve. They're building a bit of an arsenal here over on the ViCi side after scavenging that rifle. This buy now suddenly doesn't look all too bad. Renegades with control out in the top of mid. Grass Factions made the call and let them know he's got this portion of the map almost entirely for free. Kaze takes this peek in, and he's going to come to regret that. Long once again becomes the problem for ViCi as they lose their point man in this position. And now Renegades setting up for the B play. They hear that molly go out towards CT, and as a result, as has peeked past it, isn't quite able to find anything just yet. Advent from inside the bomb site, good for one. Orman's in with the other. This round might turn sour for Renegades as now it's Liaz in the clutch, and he can't find anything. Zoking up through Banana, completely blindsides him. ViCi will stay afloat for now. A fourth round locked in.
Yeah, road to recovery starting off here, Harry, but it is going to be bumpy. Nice crossfire on the bomb site, and it seemed like that was surely going to come up Renegades, but a couple of clutch kills coming out from Orman and Advent. Now Renegades don't want to get ahead of themselves, don't want to force buy their way to a loss, so it will just be that eco in this round. Pistols, armor on Jacob. ViCi likely finding 5. They're even going to have the money start to build up on the CT side to enable an AWP sooner or later. They can really start things off here for ViCi. Ooh. Mid-burst for Renegades, but with no flashbang, they gotta likely wait for that smoke to fade. Here's Naza walking right up. Zoki waiting for the contact as well. Kaza gets the information, so Zoki's going to be ready for the peek from Boiler, but ViCi, they may as well play from the site. There's no reason to overextend here. They've even called for a rotate from B, so 4 players up on the A site right now for the Chinese. Maybe reconsidering that rotation, but they will come to regret that, as Renegades are still committed with 5 players here. JKS even late playing those apartments, and Renegades are just desperately looking for a Deagle pick right now in middle, but nothing being presented, so they've got to start pushing that A site.
They will be allowed to work into these close angles though with the pistols, and this is where they could look to do a little bit of damage. It's this crossfire between Freeman and Zoking that should be able to shut this round down. Freeman actually deciding to take this fight. And now that re-smoke coming in blocks off his angle, and once more this allows those pistols to get that much closer, but yeah, this should just be the mop-up from this point on in. 15 seconds, Renegades really leaving this one down to the wire. And actually they have been able to get into the bomb site, but now Freeman trying to mop things up. The bomb plant is far more than they should have got away with, and ViCi won't let them get away with it. So a 5th round confirmed. For me, the real turning point in this series can be finally when we get to see the AWP over on Kaze. And you know, ViCi, they lose 1 round, they're gone. So, at least in this map, I was wondering if we were going to see the upgrade come through regardless of keeping 5 players alive there, but we don't. Just going to keep the rifles out for the time being. But do be sure to keep your eye out for that AWP. Yet to see one in this second half. Oh, and a much faster play up through Banana. Almost able to catch the players here off guard. These Molotovs and nades doing so much damage. Oof, Renegades. They're the walking wounded at this point in time up at the top of Banana. Not looking too healthy as they try and secure this B-bomb site. 2 smokes, 2 flashbangs. Perfect amount of utility to go for this play, and you imagine that's what the aim was. Smoke for the coffin, smoke for the cross, and then use Jacob to try and flash the rest of the team in. Azza is able to open up. Horman trades 2 back, and an important 2 frags to find at that. A 3-on-3 certainly leaves this possible for ViCi.
Because it was a fast B play, we have all utility left up on this ViCi side. 3 incendiaries for the retake, but they're just taking fights, and they will be losing them. Gratisfaction and JKS finding huge kills, and leaving Freeman now in the clutch bomb already half-ticked. And he's got a near insurmountable task ahead of him. The flash in, the fight taken but missed, and Freeman's down to 8 HP with the crossfire enabled for Renegades. It's surely undoable, and that will be it. 16-5 for Renegades. They do eventually close out ViCi's map pick of Inferno, a fairly dominant fashion to bounce back from losing Mirage. And with Train being the final map and Renegades starting to warm up on the server, it does certainly spell troubling waters for ViCi. Find out if they'll be able to come back after the break.
The champions of ESL 1 Cologne.
Do you remember?
Welcome to the Cathedral of Counter-Strike.
Think you've seen it all?
Are you ready to be a part of Counter-Strike history?
ESL 1 returns to Cologne in 2019.
All eyes are on you, so give them greatness with Intel Extreme Master certified PCs and notebooks and game like the pros. When you see the unique IEM certified stickers on the outside, you'll find high-grade components with Intel Core i5 and i7 processors inside. Every purchase includes in-game content and supports the prize pool of Intel Extreme Masters. Game like a pro, because the world is watching.
conquer.
I've been there since the beginning. Every map, every frag, every moment. I run, but I never hide. With knowledge comes power, and power is to be wielded wisely. Which is why, as the expert, I bet with Betway. If you know CSGO, then you'll know the best way to bet on esports is with Betway, for the love of the game.
Renegades woke up into this second map, and Liaz said, hey, I've come this far and I'm not going to give up now. There was no way they were going to let ViCi Gaming walk away with a 2-0. And that takes us to Train. But Inferno, that was a lot more like it, right? More of what we expected from our earlier analysis.
That was a complete different outlook for both teams, I would say. Renegades feeling on top, Renegades feeling confident, whereas ViCi Gaming, they didn't really have a lot to offer. We did ask the question, could Liaz, could Gratisfaction stand for the pressure? You know, they're the two young guys coming into this. All of a sudden, all the pressure was brought on them after losing the first map. But as you said, Liaz played one hell of a game, and Renegades looked like them old self.
Yeah, it's pretty much a par for course for Renegades, right? This is what we expected to see from them. It is a great showing. It's not like ViCi played necessarily a horrible T side. They tried to quite a few number of things. A little sloppy here and there. We saw a lot of failed smokes and missed Molotovs here and there. There was a little bit of discombobulation in the way they're approaching the T side, but at the same time, it wasn't terrible. It's just that Renegades, their CD sub was phenomenal. Just, it wasn't like over the top. It was just like textbook Counter-Strike, like JKS, just delaying the B push, getting banana control all the time, mixing it up. They had a crossfire set up towards the A bomb site, for example. It was, I think it was Azza, it was Liaz as well. A lot of clutch rounds coming out from him. Everyone just showed up. Azza had a great game. Liaz had a lot of clutches. Like you mentioned, we spoke about how these young guys might be, feeling a little bit of pressure, but when it was a clutch time, Liaz just stood up, right? And yeah, all things considered, it was a very, very, very positive showing coming up from Renegades.
Matter of quality in the end. Renegades had that quality, as you said. They had the quality aspects in the game. They had the fundamental strong Counter-Strike textbook play. They had the individual performances to back it up. And in the end, I didn't see anything from ViCi Gaming here that tells me that they're a great Inferno team. So the fact that they picked this map and went into Renegades on Inferno is a little bit surprising to me, because you'd think to yourself they have something in the books, that they can rattle them off, but nothing really worked out for them. And as I said, not sure whatever it is, ViCi Gaming having a bad game or just Renegades being Renegades.
And that's the thing, right? We looked at you thinking, oh, okay, look, they've picked into Inferno. There's got to be a plan here behind it all. But ViCi, and this is what really bothers me, guys, is that ViCi came into there was multiple situations where we went, okay, you started flashing, you started like playing off each other. We saw trade fragging, we saw a nice entries coming out from on Mirage. And then on Inferno, it was like we just forgot all of that.
I think it's something Blur can attest to, but isn't it a typical Asian Chinese thing where you get a little bit excited about them, you see some glimpses of potential, and then all of a sudden you move into the next map and it seems like they forget everything they just did on the first map.
Yeah, that's kind of like I'm losing my hair as well. You can see the receding hairline. It is exactly as you explained so succinctly, Pimp. The fact is, when they play Counter-Strike, from what I've seen of them, right, it's like they surprised me, like some pretty damn solid Counter-Strike, and all of a sudden it kind of disappears, and especially when the pressure is on them. They are, like, it sounds very cliched, but these teams are very momentum-based teams. So when things are working their way, it just starts flowing great, they're hitting the shots and whatnot, and when things aren't really working their way, all the, the innovation we see from them on certain maps just seems to disappear, they kind of fall flat-footed. That being said, like, I really don't want to fault VG too much in this particular map. Again, stats can be a lie when you're coming to a scene like the Asian scene. You look at the NA scene, you look at the EU scene, you're like, alright, these guys have a 70% win rate on Inferno. That's great. It's something you can base your stats off. Now, if you look at Inferno ViCi, they have a very good win rate, but it is against other Asian teams like Cyberzen, so New Force, some of these other Chinese teams, Firepower, all these guys who aren't necessarily that great on this map. So coming to this map, it made sense. Really, we're comfortable here, but Renegades were way more comfortable.
I definitely agree. I mean, it just looks sloppy on that T side on Inferno. It's not the fact that you're maybe not having the quality of players to go up against Renegades or to get the entry facts, so to speak. But the grenades was a little bit sloppy. The play was a little bit sloppy.
Yep.
The rotations were sloppy. It was all just a little bit sloppy, so to speak. And that needs to be edged out coming into Train. Simple as it is.
I guess we're looking at a sloppy game ahead of us. Guys, thank you very much as we get to move on to Train. The question is, will it be a yeah, the boys moment, or will the Chinese team step up when needed? It's crunch time, it's do or die, and it's over to Hugo and Harry. Take it away, boys.
I don't know why Pimp is complaining so much. He usually loves it sloppy, but let's head into this third and final map of the series between Renegades and ViCi. Over on Train, Harry, Renegades definitely bounced back from that first map that didn't go too well, and they really show what they were made of on Inferno.
Oh, they almost certainly did. Now the question becomes, are the trains going to be running on time? Is the schedule looking how it should? Or are Renegades going to be having to get their replacement bus service home? Or not home, rather. They'll have to be down into that lower bracket, but certainly not where you want to end up. Obviously a team that was yet to lose a map in the minor. We saw a dominant victory for ViCi over on Mirage. Renegades able to pull things back on their map pick of Inferno. And now Train, the big decider. Gratisfaction going to be picking up utility for the rest of the squad as they go ahead and send 5 players over here toward this B bomb site. Likely going to save that smoke for Connector or to get them down the ramp. Trout lining that up now. Flashbangs will accompany it, and Freeman along with Kazi here. This is the dynamic duo of ViCi that we so often talk about. We need to see some magic from them. We need to see why we speak about these players so much. And Freeman might do exactly that in with one, but JKS trades straight back. So a 4-on-4, and this bomb, it's not even in B. The rotations come through for ViCi, but Renegades, they've doubled back to the A bomb site.
This flank from Az is so big as well. It's going to cut off the rotations inside of the connector. He will double back out of there, and now they've realized it's an A play after all. So JKS is now the man on the flank. Already on a 3-piece. Az catches the kills from Hell, and Renegades will take that pistol round very, very decisively. Really nice execute down to that lower bomb site already. You know, getting that first kill, forcing the CT player off. And, I mean, JKS didn't need to get 3 kills anyway because they did enough in forcing those rotations, but getting 3 kills certainly helps. So 1-0 start here to the Aussies on the 3rd and final map of this series. And remember, Harry, if you win this game, you not only guarantee yourself that top, not guarantee, but you get yourself in that top spot to play for the first minus spot. You also get to play for the second if you lose that game. And even if you lose that game, you go to the guaranteed third place decider, which will of course be coming up in a few days. However, this round, Renegades already 2 entries. This Deagle's proving to be a bit of a nightmare for them. Freeman finding 2, bomb dropped as well. This round is coming down to the wire.
Oh no, Freeman, they keep on feeding him. They keep on feeding the beast of ViCi. And now it is just Gratisfaction left in this clutch. 14 HP, and he's going to get polished off. Things were looking so good for Renegades to get off to a good start, and ViCi able to claw their way back into a round that they had absolutely no business picking up. Freeman with his magic Deagle cements that first round very early on here for ViCi, and now we see the force buy for Renegades as they attempt to out ViCi. ViCi.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, apparently. I wasn't too sure about it when I said it. But hey, at least no one drew attention to it.
I gotta keep you leveled, Harry.
Yeah, no, keep me on my toes. That's certainly what Renegades are looking to try and do right now in toward this B bomb site. They're looking to keep Freeman on his toes. Obviously, big performance from him in the round prior, and he's usually one of the players within this squad that we look to step up over on the side of ViCi. We're really going to have to see him demonstrate why